Welcome to this course. You will learn everything so you can turn your YouTube channel into a 24/7 client magnet. Let's dive in. Before we get tactical, let's clarify this word, branding. What does it actually mean to build a personal brand? At its core, branding is the strategic linking of one idea or an object to another. Let me explain. Branding was firstly used on livestock. Let's say you know this cow was owned by John and you found it. If you hate John, you might kill this cow. If John is your good friend, you might return it. Either way, the brand changes your behavior in a good way or a bad way. The goal is to create as many positive associations with our brand. It's not just a logo, color scheme, or a design aesthetic. It's the emotional association your audience has with you, formed by consistent and intentional actions. People remember how you made them feel, not just what you said. Trust and consistency are what anchors a brand in the audience's mind. Now let's talk about the fundamental strategy that makes YouTube work for service businesses and why most businesses approach YouTube completely wrong. They create educational content, expect clients to magically appear, then give up when they don't. Your YouTube strategy needs three essential components to work. Your very first content. These are videos that solve specific problems for your ideal clients. Your strategic funnel, a clear path from casual viewers to a qualified lead, and a conversion mechanism, a way to turn viewers into leads and leads into clients. Let me break down the strategy I've used to help businesses transform YouTube from a time suck into their primary lead generation channel. We call this the client acquisition content system. First, you need to understand that different types of content serve different purposes. Attraction content. These videos target broader problems in your niche to bring new viewers into your world. For example, in my niche, which is YouTube growth, an attraction video will be how to start a YouTube channel from scratch. Very broad, to bring in new eyeballs to my world. Nurturing content. These videos demonstrate your expertise building and trust with viewers who are already familiar with you. For me, a nurture video will look like this: how to build an audience of buyers on YouTube. And conversion content. These videos transition viewers from consuming content to taking action and becoming leads. For me, a conversion video is this. Here in this video, I mostly highlight the benefits of my service. Most people usually post only attraction content and are wondering why it does not convert. You need all three working together. Here's what this looks like in practice. Someone finds your attraction video while searching for a solution to their problem. They watch that video, gain value, and see your expertise. YouTube recommends your nurturing content, which they watch to learn more. They see your conversion content, which presents your offer as the logical next step. Then they enter your sales process as a pre-qualified warm lead. This is how you turn YouTube from a content platform into a client acquisition machine. Market research and positioning. Before you create a single piece of content, you need to understand exactly who you're targeting and how to position yourself to them. This is where most businesses fail on YouTube. They create content for everyone and end up reaching no one. Let's start with audience research. First, you need to define your ideal client profile with extreme specificity. Who are they? What industry are they in? What's their role? What specific problems are they facing? For example, instead of targeting plain business owners, you might target e-commerce store owners doing between 500k and 2 million in annual revenue who are struggling with Facebook ad costs. The more specific, the better. Next, you need to understand the search landscape. What are these people actually looking for on YouTube? There are three ways to discover this. Competitor research. You find other channels serving your target audience and analyze their top performing videos. Look for patterns in topics, titles, and thumbnails. Use keyword research tools like vidIQ or TubeBuddy, or just even YouTube search suggestions to identify search terms in your niche. Or just client conversations. You talk to your existing clients about what they were searching for before they found you. What questions did they have? What terms did they use? Based on this research, you need to create your content positioning, which consists of 3 elements: your unique angle, what perspective or approach sets you apart from others in your space, your content pillars, the 3 to 5 main topic areas you'll focus on, and your value proposition, the specific transformation you help viewers achieve. Be very specific with your value proposition and list all the steps. This will act as a roadmap for coming up with ideas. Let me show you mine and how it helps. My target audience is business owners who want to make content. My value proposition is that I'll help them turn YouTube into a client generating machine. So, first step would be defining your ideal avatar, picking a format, coming up with ideas, doing research, scripting, recording, editing, posting, growing, analyzing, and etc. Every step is a possible pain point that can be addressed with a video. This free course covers them all. Once you have these defined, you will have a clear framework for all your content decisions. Next, we dive in content ideation. Let's talk about how to generate high converting content ideas that attract your ideal clients. On YouTube, some topics will attract beginners that watch for entertainment, while others will attract qualified leads ready to invest in your solution. Here's my 3-step framework for generating ideas that actually convert. Step number 1, pain point mapping. For example, if you're a Facebook ad specialist, pain points might include high CPMs making ads unprofitable, ad account shutdowns, iOS 14 tracking issues, low conversion rates despite a good traffic source. Next, let's rank these pain points by how urgent they are for your clients, how aware clients are that they have this problem, and how directly your service solves this problem. The pain points that score high on all 3 criteria become your priority content topics. Step number 2, search volume analysis. Now we need to validate that people are actually searching for content about these pain points. There are several tools you can use for this: YouTube search suggestions, vidIQ or TubeBuddy's keyword tools, or just Google Trends. Step number 3, the content gap analysis. These are topics that your ideal clients are searching for but aren't well covered by existing content. To find content gaps, you analyze the top 5 to 10 results and look for missing information, outdated content, opportunities to provide a better explanation, or unique angles just not being covered. Now, let's put these 3 steps together to create your content idea formula. An urgent pain point plus search volume plus the content gap, and you have a high converting content idea. Now, let me show you how to steal ideas like an artist. Every killer idea is made from different elements taken from different people. For example, the Wright brothers combined bicycle mechanisms with concepts from gliders and airfoils and internal combustion engines and made the first airplane. Consume content from your niche and know the things you like. Look for concepts in other niches. For example, I saw this outlier video in the cold email niche, so I stole like an artist and made a video called How to Grow Your Channel So Fast It Feels Illegal, which is Hormozy stating advice for content. Next, let's determine the format of your idea. Let's say you teach people on how to start an online community. Here are the formats you can try, starting from least converting to the highest. The vlog, a day in the life of a community owner. You give people a glimpse in your lifestyle, making a personal connection. The commentary, this is how Hamza built his online community. This is where you give your opinion on what this successful person did right or wrong. And the breakdown, the history of online communities or how an online community funnel works. The challenge, I started an online community in 24 hours to prove it's not luck. This part's intrigue, it's like a niche and the viewer will click and watch until the end to relive that itch. And the tutorial, how to start an online community from scratch. They teach you on how to achieve a desired result. Now, let me give you 9 copy and paste ideas. These work for any coaching, consulting or community business. A common belief is dead unless you do this unique mechanism. For example, Cold email is dead in 2024 unless you do this. How our client went from before to after in a specific time frame. How Ayman's YouTube agency went from 2K to 44K per month in 9 months inside Client Ascension. The method for a desired outcome. Proven strategies to attract high-ticket clients. Number of mistakes that kill your desired outcome. 7 biggest mistakes that will kill your business. Don't start a common business model. Do this better business model instead. Don't start an AI agency, start a lead generation agency instead. Number of step system to a desired outcome. 10 steps that will turn you into a sales machine. How to desired outcome guide. How to actually make money online, no BS guide. The new method to a desired outcome in 2025 or 2026. The new easiest way to make money online in 2025. The asset/strategy that successful people use to a desired outcome. My best sales tactic to make a ton of money. Here are some more examples using this format. Stop wasting money on Facebook ads. Fix this first. The Facebook ads mistake that's killing your ROAS. Once you have your ideas, organize them into your content calendar based on which pain points are most urgent for your clients, which topics have the highest search potential, and which content gaps represent the biggest opportunities. This systematic approach ensures every video you create serves your business's objective. The next step, script writing for conversion. Here's my proven framework for creating a high converting YouTube script. The first 30 seconds of your video determine whether someone keeps watching or clicks away. Your hook needs 3 components. Problem validation. You acknowledge the specific problem they're facing. Authority establishment. You briefly establish why they should listen to you, and the promise statement, what they'll be able to do after watching this video. And avoid this if you want a great hook. Jargon like CPM, CTR, ROAS, LTV. Over-explaining like selling the video too hard, and excessive credentials. Now, let me give you 10 hook first liners that you can use for your next video. The question hook. Have you ever thought what would happen to your business if you'd send 100,000 DMs a month? The storytelling hook. I went from this big amount in debt to over this bigger amount in millions in just a number of years. This is my story. The shocking statement. You've been writing emails, editing hooks, etc. wrong this whole time. The preview hook. Watch me turn this small number into a big number, dropshipping, trading, SMMA in this amount of time. The personal connection. In my teenage years, I suffered from this bad thing. The statistic or fact hook. 90% of businesses shut down after the first 3 years. The challenge hook. I scaled 4 YouTube channels from 0 to multi-5 figures in the past year to prove it's not luck. The quotation hook. This big personality said that if he were to start over again, he'd start a service-based business or every service. The proof hook. I've generated $10,000 for my clients combined using YouTube. Here's an example hook for a Facebook ads video. If your Facebook ads have been getting more expensive and less effective since the iOS changes, you're not alone. After managing over $2 million in ad spend for e-commerce brands, I've developed a new campaign structure that's cutting CPAs by 40% on average. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to implement this structure so you can get your ads profitable again. We validated their problem, we established authority, and made a clear promise. Next, the value-driven body. For the body of your video, use this structure. Context setting. Explain why this problem matters and what's causing it. The solution framework. You present your step-by-step framework for solving the problem. Execution details. Show exactly how to implement the solution. Common pitfalls. Address potential obstacles they might face. And result expectations. Set realistic expectations for the outcomes. The key is to provide enough value that they could theoretically solve their problem, but to position your service as the faster, more effective path to results. And last, the strategic call to action. Your video's closing is where conversions happen. Here's the structure. Value recap. You summarize the main points that you covered. You highlight the gap between knowing what to do and actually implementing it successfully. This is known as the implementation gap, and you position your service as the bridge that closes that gap and tell them exactly what they need to do next, click link, book call, etc. Here's an example closing. Now, you know the exact campaign structure that's working for iOS 15. You could implement this yourself through trial and error. Or you could work with someone who's already done this for dozens of e-commerce brands. And if you'd like my team to implement this for your business, click the first link in the description to book a strategy call, where we'll analyze your current ads and show you exactly how we'd optimize them. The key is to make your call to action feel like a natural next step for someone who's found your content valuable. And one more scripting tip that significantly boosts conversion is weaving results-based stories through your content. For example, we recently implemented this strategy for a client in the fitness space who was seeing CPAs of $50. Within 2 weeks, we got that down to 27, which completely transformed their business model. These micro case studies establish proof without ever feeling salesy. Next, thumbnail and title strategy. These two are the most important factors in whether someone clicks on your video or just scroll past. I see too many service businesses creating bland, generic thumbnails that blend in rather than stand out, or just adding too many elements and you can't understand anything. Here's my 3-part formula for creating thumbnails with high click-through rates. Emotional trigger. Use a facial expression or text that triggers curiosity. Visual contrast. Use contrasting colors to make your thumbnail pop. And the text overlay. 2 to 4 words that amplify curiosity, not just repeating the title. This is the best and simplest format for creating high CTR thumbnails. And remember that they'll be viewed primarily on mobile devices, so simplicity and clarity are crucial. For your editing software, you can use Canva, Photoshop. The tool does not matter as much as you're following these principles. The title formula. Your titles need to accomplish 2 things at the same time. Include keywords for search visibility and create curiosity that drives clicks. Here's my formula for high converting titles. You have your keyword plus a specific outcome plus an intrigue element. For example, Facebook ad strategy that cut our client CPA by 50%, the isolation method. Notice how this title contains the keyword, promises a specific outcome, and adds an intrigue element. Remember, your thumbnail and title work together as a unit. They should complement each other rather than repeating the same information. For example, if your title mentions a specific outcome, your thumbnail might focus on creating curiosity about the method. Now, let me give you 13 of the best title structures. You just fill in the blanks. That easy. Why your blank isn't getting results? The simplest step-by-step process to a dream outcome. How this thing gets me the dream outcome. I did X to prove it's not luck. A remarkably big number in a specific time frame with mechanism. How to tutorial. The new way to a specific action in 2024. How I would start a mechanism if I could start over. Famous person in your industry's advice on a specific thing. How to do something simple. Free full course. The simple art of something impressive. How to make a killer thing for the current state. How to make a killer YouTube video for the current algorithm. How to get so good at a thing that you achieve your dream outcome. With this approach, you'll see your click-through rates increase dramatically, getting more viewers into your content ecosystem. Next, video production essentials. I'll keep this section concise because the truth is production quality matters far less than your content strategy and script. Here are the essential elements you need to focus on. Clear audio is non-negotiable. Viewers will tolerate average video quality, but they'll click away from poor audio. You don't need expensive equipment. A $50 to $100 dedicated microphone will give you professional quality audio. Simple lighting makes a huge difference. You can use a natural light from a window or just a basic softbox, around $70. Camera. You can start with your smartphone if it's a recent model. If you want to upgrade, any entry-level DSLR or mirrorless camera will work well. The most important factor is to position your camera at eye level or slightly above, never below, looking up. When on camera, focus on using hand gestures to emphasize key points and looking directly into the camera lens. For editing, keep it simple and focus on cutting out mistakes and long pauses and occasionally zooming in for emphasis, including relevant b-rolls or screenshots when demonstrating concepts or you make a presentation. Premiere Pro, Final Cut, or even free options like DaVinci Resolve will work perfectly. Next, SEO optimization. This is how you ensure your videos continue generating leads for months or years after you publish them. Keyword optimization has two main components. You first identify the right keywords. For service businesses, focus on problem-based keywords, terms people search when trying to solve problems your service addresses, ads accounts banned or CPA too high. Comparison keywords, terms used when evaluating different solutions, Meta ads versus YouTube ads, and how-to keywords, specific implementation questions. Once you've identified your target keyword, place it in your title, ideally in the first half, your description, and your tags. Start with your primary keywords, then variations, and say it in the first 30 seconds of your video. If you implement this system as I outlined it, you will see results. It's not a question of if, just when. But I also understand that implementing all of this by yourself requires significant time and expertise. So if you want me and my team to implement this system for you in your business, you'll find the link below. We guarantee 10 to 30 qualified sales calls or you don't pay. So I'll see you on the call.